I'm Craig Hummer. I've been a sports commentator for 25 years and covered over 60 different sports. I've always been fascinated by what makes athletes and leaders tick, as well as what propels them to greatness. Welcome to Motiv8'd. I'm joined now by Ali Mulhall, the phenom 15-year-old female golfer. And Ali, where are you right now? It looks like you might even be in a clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm in Sheridan, Wyoming. I'm playing in a golf tournament. I just finished my round about an hour ago.
How'd the round go?
It went pretty good. I shot 74. I'm in the lead. Ready for day 2 tomorrow.
Okay. That's now I've read some of your stat lines, right? I mean, shooting a couple over par for you is uncommon. You're a birdie machine. So does it sort of put you in a little angsty mood when you don't get a good score?
A little bit, but I just have to stay patient tomorrow and just let the birdies fall when they want to fall.
That's a good attitude. And well, listen, we can't thank you enough for joining us here at Motiv8'd. And I like to start my sort of first official question by asking you something which might sound very simple, but right, every athlete's different. So it might have certainly going to have a unique answer from you, but it might take some time to think about it. Okay. So what motivates you?
I want to play on the LPGA tour. So just getting to that final goal is what motivates me every day to keep going.
You just turned 15. How long has that been your goal?
Since I was 8.
And was it just because your dad, I know, was a golf pro in Wyoming for years. Now he runs, I believe it's the ChampX Golf Academy in Nevada. So is it because he exposed you to this game at an early age?
He exposed me to the game, but I fell in love with the game also. So I'll play it every day, all day, if I could.
Well, when I was your age, I grew up in Ohio. Have you ever heard of a golf course named Muirfield?
I think so.
Yeah, where the Memorial Tournament is every year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up, my dad played golf with Jack Nicklaus, and these are all old guys, right, to you, but your dad might recognize some of these names. So when I was a little older than you, I used to be able to go play Muirfield every afternoon by myself. My dad would go hit a bucket of balls, and I'd have about 60, maybe 30 to 60 minutes to play 18 holes. And before speed golf was ever a thing, I'd run around the golf course. So I know what it's like to be totally into this sport. But who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite golfer? If so, who is it?
I like Tiger and Ricky and Brooks Koepka and Lexi Thompson.
Okay. All right. Now, were you, when you were 8, as you mentioned, you sort of fell in love with the game, were you watching LPGA tournaments on TV? I mean, do you have any female golfers that really are sort of at the top of your pecking order?
Lexi Thompson's cool. My swing is similar to hers. That's what my dad says.
Well, he would know, right?
Yeah.
I understand at least one of your other sisters, right? It's Molly, right? Plays golf as well. Because you're so competitive, do you get competitive with her?
Yes, but we still stay friendly.
You hesitated there a little bit, though, right?
Yeah, because I get in trouble because I just want to beat my sister till she cries. But I've learned to let her and not beat her so bad. She's playing good though, so it's hard sometimes to beat her.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I mean, you talk about that competitive fire, right? And I mean, whether it's your sister or in any of these tournaments, I would have to think someone as competitive as you, it's easy to find, right, sort of that level to raise your game. Do sometimes though, does either your dad or some of your friends have to tell you to tone it down a little bit?
Sometimes my dad, he's like, just calm down. It's just a practice round.
I like that though, right? You're always after that perfect golf swing, which is very elusive, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's crazy.
I know you got the nickname Gator, and obviously with your first name, that makes sense. Who was the first person to either give you that nickname or how'd it come about?
My dad.
Yeah. Is that just sort of his name that he's always had for you?
Yeah, he used to just call me Gator And
Yeah.
he's like, come on, Gator, let's do this. You need to make birdie. That's
Yeah.
what he would call me in tournaments.
So since your goal is the LPGA, have you ever envisioned, do you spend time thinking about what it's going to be like, right? When you get to tour and you hear people announcing your name, have you thought about hearing Gator on TV?
Yes, I just played in the Colorado Open 2 weeks ago, and it was a lot of LPGA players played in that, and I got my first feel of what it would be like to play in a professional event, and it's an amazing feeling. I would love to play on the LPGA tour.
I can tell by the smile, right? You're ready. You're itching.
Yeah.
That's cool. What do you think? Because golf. Let's pretend someone's out there listening to this podcast or watching this podcast and they don't play golf. What do you mentioned the camaraderie and that side of it, but how would you explain what's cool about golf to somebody that's never played?
It's a fun game to play. You can go out with your buddies and just have fun. Don't worry about score. And then you can play it the rest of your life. It's not like every other sport where you have an age limit kind of. So it's something fun you can go do in your off time with your buddies and not just stay at home, watch TV.
How many hours a day do you think you practice?
Oh, I'm not sure because we get to the golf course about 9 and then we leave about 2:30 but then I go to the gym after that and then we eat dinner and then school and then go to bed, and that's my days.
So pretty much 24/7, you're either thinking about golf or you're planning something to do with golf.
Yeah, we actually have a putting green in our living room.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so we're always on that, so it's even golf when we get home.
We've got 2 dogs here. If they saw that putting green, they just want to go to the bathroom. Do you guys have pets?
Yeah, we have 1 dog.
Okay, what kind of dog?
Shih Tzu and Yorkie mix.
Oh wow,
Little
that's
dog.
pretty cool. Yeah, we've got little King Charles Cavaliers. Do you know what those are?
Oh yeah, those are cute.
Yeah, they're pretty cute. My daughters like them. Hey, what do you think's the best part of your game? Is it driving? Is it chipping and putting? What do you think is the Gator game?
I think putting, because
Okay.
when I need to make a putt, I can make a putt.
How do you get yourself in that moment? Do you think it's just all mental?
Yeah, you just have to have the right mindset and you have to have the willpower to grind it out.
Well, you told me right a moment ago that your dad has to sometimes work on calming you down a little bit. I would think that every time you putt, you have to be calmed down. So how do you get yourself in that state?
You really just have to think about what you're doing and make sure you don't go fast. And I visualize all my putts, so that helps. So I just close my eyes for a second and I visualize the whole putt that it's going to go in, and then it goes in.
Since I'm, a bit of a golfer, nowhere near as good as you, what's the longest putt you've ever sunk?
Oh, I think it was 60 feet. I was 8 and I was playing in this tournament and I drove it on the green and I had my teammate and she's like, just make it. And it goes in and everybody's like, whoa, you just made eagle on a par 4. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. I think golfers go their whole life without making an eagle. So you did it at 8. That's awesome. Hey,
Thanks.
So putting's your best part of your game. What do you feel you need the most work on?
Chipping. 100 yards in is the most important thing to practice. I think I practice it all the time.
Yeah. And I mean, I know it depends, right, on where the lie is, or how you're sitting and that sort of stuff. But give me an example of the club you'd use from 100 yards out.
It depends. It ranges from 54 to 58, but if it's into the wind, it could be gap wedge, pitching wedge, or 9-iron, just depending on what's happening.
Yeah. What do you have a favorite course, by the way?
I like Pinehurst number 2.
Okay. And why do you like that one? I mean, golf aficionados know a lot of reasons to like it, but why do you like it?
I know there's been some really great tournaments played there, so you just get the feeling that you're playing such an amazing course, and it just makes you happy.
Well, that's cool. It's fun, right? I mean, I getting to talk with you, right? Every time you just smile because you're talking about golf, right?
Yeah.
Cool. That's great. Hey, besides golf, I mean, you're 15. What else are you into?
I hang out with my sisters and friends. I like to hang outside and swim, but golf is where it's at. A lot of my friends play golf, so we go out and play rounds together.
Do you have any other close friends that don't play golf, or because you do it so much, is that really your only friend group?
No, I have close friends that aren't in golf, but since I'm homeschooled, I don't get to see them all the time.
Yeah.
But I still text them and call them and stuff like that.
Hey, because you're homeschooled, and if you don't mind me asking, right, this is just a strange time, isn't it, with everything that's going on with COVID and all that other stuff. Were you unable to go out to the golf course for a while?
Yeah, my dad and I were actually going out every morning and playing 18 holes at 6 a.m. and not touching anything. And then they closed down the golf courses, and we just had to stay home. But we would drive out to St. George, Utah every once in a while just to stay loose.
Okay.
But
Yeah. So you've got to be pretty psyched now that, right, so that things are starting to get a little bit back to normal, right?
yeah, it's making me feel a little more safe that the golf course is open up, because I think it's the safest place because you can social distance so easy out here.
Hey, you're right. You've got a great point. That's very true. The reason I asked you about your friends, that aren't golfers, do they understand like how dedicated you are? And I mean, do they know sort of how cool you are with everything that you've done already?
Yeah, they understand. Because when I was in school, I missed quite a bit of school because I would be out of town for golf tournaments. And
right.
And then when they saw me on TV in 2018 for the Dry Chip and Putt Finals, they're like, "We understand you're a good golfer now."
Was that sort of fun, for you to finally have people sort of that were your peers to be like, "Whoa, wait a minute, Ali's sort of cool"?
Yeah, I'm known in my last public school the golfer because I was on the morning announcements a couple times in school. So because I had won some of the middle school golf state tournaments, so they thought that was fun.
That is cool. Well, I mean, look, I was never homeschooled, right? I went to just normal school, right? Do you miss any parts of normal school?
No, because I'm a pretty fast learner. So in regular school, you can only go as fast as the slowest person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So it's much easier. You get it done quick, and you get to go at your own pace.
Hey, I'm not just saying this to you, right, because we're on the podcast with a certain name, but you seem quite motivated. Have you always been this way?
Yes. I want to do everything I can to get better. I added 3 hours in the gym this year. I do 6 hours in the gym every week.
Wow.
I practice every day. I play golf every day. Anything to do with golf and getting better, I do.
You mentioned how strong, and how close you guys are as a family. Do you think you take after your dad or your mom more?
I don't know. My mom's pretty competitive. I think I got the competitiveness from my mom. And then I think I got the love of the game from my dad. So I think I got a good mix.
I was going to say, that sounds like a great combo. Now, you mentioned how competitive your mom is. Did she either play sports, or is she into sports as well?
She was a competitive cheerleader, and she was a good athlete in high school. And then she doesn't play golf that much anymore because she has 3 kids. But
yeah. My wife is very much would agree with your mom, right? That's a full-time job, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now she's a caddy because my littlest sister plays. So.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. That's so good. Now with your youngest sister playing, what's her game like? Do you enjoy playing with her, or does because she's so young, does she sort of frustrate you?
No, not at all. She plays her tee. She hits her driver about 145, so she hits it right close to the green. And we need to work on her short game. It's a little iffy right now, but she's
cool.
getting there. But it's so cool to see my younger sister games evolve as they get older.
Yeah. Now, do they come to you for any advice? Obviously, your dad's the pro, but you're pretty darn good yourself. Do they ever ask you about anything?
Molly, sometimes if she's like the top of the leaderboard, she asks me some questions about how to handle it sometimes, just because I've been there quite a few times. So
yeah. And in terms of that, I mean, what's probably, just because you've obviously said it to them, but what do you think the best advice you've given your sisters has been?
You play how you practice.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good one. All right, let's just talk about some fun stuff for a second. When you're not playing golf and you're not in the gym and you're not planning on where to play golf the next day, do you watch TV or movies? Do you have any favorites?
I don't know. There's so many movies. I watch a lot of movies with my sisters. They like Barbie.
Oh, okay. All right. Give me an example of, other than Barbie, of a movie you just watched. Now, do you guys watch that on like Netflix or one of those things?
Yeah. What did we just watch? I don't. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not up on the latest, either animated or Disney movies. It's been a while for me.
Oh, what? Oh, my sisters and I love the TV show Once Upon a Time. They just got into it.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because of the age of your youngest, she'd be fully into that now, right?
Yeah, we watched it last night, and they're like, "Can we just watch one more episode?" And I was like, "It's 10:30. You can't. You got to go to bed."
Well, see, now you're trying to make your mom proud, right? If you're starting to like make sure they go to bed on time.
Yeah, they're like, "That is so good, Ali. I just want to watch it."
That's really good. And as you know, right, you got a lot of seasons of that so they can they'll be busy for a while, won't they? Yeah, that's cool. Hey, at 15, I know I mentioned to you that my youngest daughter's 17. She's totally into social media. Are you?
A little bit, but not too involved with it.
Okay, so I got a question for you. I want you to rank in order of which one you like most to least. Mm-hmm. TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram.
I don't like TikTok. And then Snapchat's okay. Instagram's good though.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I'm an Insta sort of guy. That's
okay.
What's your go-to move when either your parents or your sisters annoy you? Are you sort of an eye roll person, or do you like sort of sigh? Which is your go-to move?
I think it's an eye roll.
Do your parents know the look? Like, do you have a look that you give them?
I think so.
That's good. That's good.
I think they know my face pretty good.
That's really awesome. And then the last question, which hopefully will make you laugh, is, did your parents make you do this podcast?
No.
All right. Well, it's been great talking to you. I can't wait to follow your career. It's obviously going to go on for a long time. So hopefully you'll come back on and join us. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks, Ali. See ya.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this edition of Motiv8'd. Stay tuned in the coming weeks for more. This podcast has been produced by Motiv8 Entertainment, part of Motiv8 Sports Group.